Scenes start. Dark, atmospheric shots of historic London streets at night. Fog swirls around old gas lamps and the corners of ancient buildings. The sound of a distant clock tower chimes, followed by an eerie silence. Narrator. Beyond the bustling crowds and iconic landmarks, London holds a darker, more ancient secret. A history etched not in stone, but in spirit. For centuries, tales of spectral figures and phantom whispers have haunted its cobbled alleys and grand halls. Tonight, we journey into the shadows, uncovering the eerie legacy of London's 10 most haunted places. The shot transitions to a majestic, moonlit view of the Tower of London. The structure looks imposing and grim. Narrator. Our grim pilgrimage begins at the infamous Tower of London. For nearly 1,000 years, this fortress has been a palace, a prison, and a place of execution. Its stone walls have soaked up centuries of pain and sorrow, which seem to seep out after dark. The most famous of its spectral residents is Anne Boleyn, the ill-fated second wife of Henry VIII, beheaded in 1536. Her ghostly form is often seen wandering the grounds near the Tower Green, sometimes carrying her own head, forever reliving her final tragic moments. Cut to an exterior shot of a grand yet ominous Victorian townhouse. The windows are dark and the facade looks neglected. Narrator. In the heart of Mayfair stands a building with a reputation so terrifying, it's known simply as the most haunted house in London, 50 Berkeley Square. The stories surrounding this address are chilling and varied. One tale speaks of a young woman who threw herself from a top-floor window to escape a wicked uncle. Her pale, distressed spirit forever trapped within. Another claims a man locked in the attic room went mad with terror and died. Whatever the truth, flickering lights and a profound sense of dread still cling to this cursed Victorian townhouse. The scene shifts to the opulent lobby of a vintage hotel. The atmosphere is elegant, but unsettlingly quiet. Narrator. Even London's most luxurious establishments are not immune to the supernatural. The Langham Hotel, a pinnacle of Victorian elegance, hosts a number of ghostly guests. The most frequently cited is a German prince who, after his wife was murdered on their honeymoon, took his own life within the hotel. Dressed in a military-style jacket, his apparition is known to walk through closed doors and cause sudden drops in temperature. His tragic energy forever imprinted on room 333. We see the interior of a classic, dimly lit Victorian pub. It's empty, save for a few ghostly-looking shadows in the corners. Narrator. A short walk from the shadows of the city, the Ten Bells Pub harbors echoes of a sinister past. This pub was a known haunt of two of Jack the Ripper's victims, Annie Chapman and Mary Jane Kelly. Patrons and staff have reported an overwhelming sense of unease, as if being watched by unseen eyes. Objects are said to move on their own, and faint, almost imperceptible figures of women in period clothing have been glimpsed. Their spectral presence, a chilling reminder of the area's violent history. The view descends into dark, claustrophobic stone tunnels beneath a bridge. The sound of dripping water and distant moans fills the air. Narrator. Beneath the modern thoroughfare of London Bridge lies a far more ancient and terrifying reality. The London Bridge tombs are built within the original support arches of the bridge, an area that became a mass grave for thousands of plague victims. In these dark, claustrophobic chambers, it's said, the tortured souls of the dead still wander. Visitors report hearing disembodied whispers, feeling unseen hands, and seeing distorted, shadowy figures lurching from the darkness. Forever trapped in their subterranean prison, a grand palace appears, its long, ornate halls seeming to stretch into infinity. The mood is one of faded grandeur and lingering sorrow. Narrator. Hampton Court Palace, the magnificent home of Henry VIII, is a place of royal intrigue and spectral sorrow. The ghost of Catherine Howard, Henry's fifth wife, is said to scream through the haunted gallery, eternally reenacting her desperate run to beg the king for her life before her execution. More recently, in 2003, a grainy security camera captured a chilling image of a skeletal figure in a dark cloak, dubbed Skeletor, a modern mystery in this ancient, haunted palace. We are now inside an ornate, empty theater. Dust motes dance in a single spotlight shining on the stage. Narrator. The show never truly ends at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane, London's oldest theatre. It is haunted by a host of spectral performers and patrons. The most famous is the Man in Grey, an 18th century nobleman whose skeleton was found walled up inside the theater. His appearance, often during matinees, is surprisingly considered a good luck omen for the production. Unexplained applause from empty boxes and ghostly whispers add to the feeling that the audience is never truly gone. The camera pans down a dark, narrow cobblestone alley. It feels closed in and menacing. Narrator. The name itself hints at a violent past. Bleeding Heart Yard, a quaint courtyard in Farringdon, is the site of a gruesome legend. In 1626, the body of Lady Elizabeth Hatton was found here, brutally torn limb from limb, with her heart still pumping on the cobblestones. Though centuries have passed, a lingering sense of dread and inexplicable cold spots plague the alleyway, as if the shock of that horrific event is permanently stained upon the atmosphere. The scene shifts to an old pub cellar